really annoyed. I wanted to have a meeting of the TF Pension Fund Investment Committee today, but Nova is sick, and so I have this really awesome new thing we're doing, and we were not quorate, so we can't actually make the decision.
Oh yeah, this is not quorate.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but I have some awesome news. The TF Pension Fund Investment Committee, and here to hear it are Maddie, once again, subbing in for Nova, who I think might have gotten sick while she was away.
I just want to point out that I am personally right now trapped and manacled at the desk in the TF basement, and Riley won't let me leave. I'm refusing. He showed me a piece of paper that says, "Your name is December Keeley." And I say, "No, Riley, I am a free woman. I am not a number." And, but I'm here again, I guess. I can't.
Look,
I can't.
You know what? It's really funny. She tried to leave, and then we got her with a bubble.
It's called the Rover, right?
Yeah. So we also have Josh, who's come on because he shared with me something I feel I really wanted to talk about with him. Specifically, we'll get to it.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Don't worry, Josh, you know what it is,
I do.
And I just don't want to spoil it.
And I'm excited to finally be joining Maddie here for Yank Future, a podcast about the future of the United States of America. Can't wait.
Yep, pretty good, according to everything I've heard.
We're all going to yank it together.
It's really exciting. Okay, this is what I'm excited about. I have moved the entire custodial account for the entire TF pension fund to X Money.
Hell yeah.
Oh, okay. So that'll make it easier for us to send money between each other, right? On our X the Everything app.
Yeah, where we all post X the Everything app. We blaze our glory most days.
Wait, Maddie, you're covered by the TF pension fund? When did this happen?
Well, since I got locked in the basement. Since I'm on premises.
Yeah, it's a UK thing.
It's actually so once you hit, this is like my 22nd or 23rd Birds and Crash feature. Once you hit 20, you're no longer in the lounge.
Got it.
They put you in the brig.
That makes sense, because I think this is like my 13th appearance, and I'm
so
like,
be careful.
I thought the lounge was pretty nice, but it turns out...
it was nice, and that's how they get you.
Right.
I'm sorry, Josh. It's going to be the brig for you. So, anyway, I'm just going to distribute the earnings for the most recent, and it's all gone to someone whose handle I thought was Maddie Lubchansky. No, what they did is they used... This is something that a lot of bank fraudsters do. They can replace an L in their name with an uppercase I. And now it's gone to based lolicon 1488.
No, that's also Maddie. That's also Maddie.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Order of the Nine Angles and the last surviving OAS guy somehow have all our pension contributions because, I guess, imagine that your bank, based on a grievance it had with people who used to write for Vice in 2012, imagine it created an entirely purchasable sort of endorsement of someone's identity that was based entirely on working out that resentment, right?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Now, imagine that your bank then became a bank, and suddenly you were and so you had a system of identity verification in your bank that was based on upsetting a small number of internet people in 2022. To me, that just seems like an unusual way to set up a bank. I don't know.
Is that what we call social capital?
Yeah, that's right. Anyway, look, I've got an all dessert episode today, 100% desserts, and I have a little piece of news to kick us off with. It's based in Hallelujah, Empire State of Mind, New York, New York.
Concrete jungle, wet dream tomato. Let's go.
Wet dreams are made in them because it's raining.
By which I mean, of course, New York State. A school district in a rural corner of upstate New York, can you believe it, is hitting pause on plans to deploy an AI-powered humanoid robot in the classroom after state education officials, teachers, and local residents raised concern.
Oh, good. Where is this? I'd like to know the name of the town.
Yeah, let's look this up.
It's located in a town called Salamanca, and this is a school on a Native American reservation in western New York. And it's something that we kind of predicted at the beginning, which is, well, Phillips Exeter is not replacing the actual connected work of educating children with a teacher that is made out of I can't believe I'm about to say this, repurposed real doll.
Wait, for real though?
No. Hey.
Oh, for real though?
For real though?
I'm looking at it
for
right
real,
now. Maddie, look at this. This is the NPR article. I'll link it to you.
Hey,
Hey!
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 Hey. Sorry?
This time
Yes?
I'd like to issue an official, what? And also, hey!
Hey!
So the company that made this teacher is called Realbotics, and it's owned by the same people who own Intima LLC, which makes real dolls, which it now says is integrating AI into real dolls so you can talk to your real doll.
Have done that,
so on.
okay? I don't...
No. I don't know who decided that, hey, we are making the sex robot. I've seen a lot of themed pornography, so I know that what we can do is probably make like a sexy teacher, and we can maybe make a sexy nurse. We could make like a step robot. We just have to have different companies so no one guesses that we're basically the same people.
Okay, so something I'm seeing in this article that has stunlocked me a little bit is another example where it says last year San Diego Charter School rolled out 2 AI-powered robots purchased from Engineered Arts, a robotic company based in the United Kingdom, for $500,000. These things are going for real goddamn money.
Yeah, you could never pay a teacher for them.
Think how many pencils.
Yeah. So, and they said, no, though, this isn't going to replace teachers. Not going to replace teachers. It's an in-class tutor.
No, that makes sense. Yeah, like a teacher is someone who like is in a class teaching you, and a tutor is someone who is in a class teaching. So I understand why they're different.
Yeah.
Because one's a sexual robot.
Yeah, there's no like weird movies about like tutors and so I'm sure there is actually.
Yeah.
I take that back. I was going to be like the teacher-student dynamic is like, you know, established. The tutor-student dynamic, maybe not so much, but actually I think I'm wrong. So I'm going to take that back.
The film Cruel Intentions.
I was going to say, let me tell you about a little film called Apt Pupil.
Yeah, I feel like I realized the error of my ways as I was saying it. So I take that back.
All right, I forgive you.
I'm gonna sit in the naughty corner, and my sex robot tutor is gonna spank.
So, well, fortunately, she will be positioned in a stationary. Don't call her she.
Don't call her she.
It's it.
It.
Don't pronoun the fucking robot.
The robot's doing pronouns.
I'm gonna they them the robot.
I'm they them in the robot. I'm degenerating this bitch.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm sort of horrified, but looking forward to a future where the sort of worst TERFs you can imagine, who are also like AI boosters for some reason, then scold us for not giving the appropriate pronouns to the machines.
Well, great news on that front is that they do general inspections. These teacher robots will have them.
Maddie, can I just correct you slightly there
they
because
sealed them up.
she would be positioned in a stationary seated position in the classroom because Sally was built to answer complex student queries using natural dialogue and upper body gestures because they didn't build legs.
What?
Legs are coming.
No
They're not
legs.
coming soon?
They have another sort of technical boondoggle where they couldn't figure out legs. No
And
legs.
here I was getting excited. God damn it.
Yeah. So it's like, oh, well, she'll help students work through problems, offer homework. I say she because the fucking article keeps referring to it as she.
Oh, and you fall in love with
Yeah, that's right. Would help students work through problems and offer homework assistance and even direct students towards counseling services, which is what you need a human relationship for.
No,
it's not just
robot. Like with sex bot. That's
This is just, we have created for wealthy school districts like private schools like Phillips Exeter, they will have boring old crummy humans. Whereas what we've done for poorer school districts, where we have improvement funds or whatever that are mostly to be spent on boondoggles like this, they will have cloth mother.
I mean, it's wired.
No, Exeter's gonna get the genitally complete robot. That's the thing. It's also still not gonna have legs, but it is gonna have a pussy.
So, any case, yeah. Well, anyway, they're not going ahead with it. I can't possibly imagine why. They're like, hey, there's the... And also, by the way, the whole way this thing works is it just constantly scans everything around it so that when you interact with it, it knows you're interacting with it and you don't have to hit a button or anything. Is that fine if the sex robot that we've repurposed into a legless, non-teacher tutor that does what a teacher does, is it fine if that spies on your child for 8 hours a day? Is that cool?
Is the child rich?
No.
Oh,
Then it's great.
then it's actually... I'd actually love that info.
Yeah, asked and answered. Before we get to the company that I wanted to talk about, though, with Glorify, there's another piece of news I wanted to raise, which is It's something I think we only covered very briefly. We didn't actually give it the space it deserved when it happened in 2021. But there has been a huge development in what can only be described as that time eBay gang-stalked 2 bloggers. I'm really hoping that none of you have heard of this because I really want you to hear of it for the first time here. Okay, so the story I'm about to tell you is the basis upon which eBay has agreed to pay close to a $56 million settlement to 2 bloggers. In 2019, there was a blog called E-commerce Bytes.
I'll say she does, folks.
They sent out a newsletter. Well, hey, you want to get targeted by eBay? That's exactly the way to get targeted by eBay. E-commerce Bytes published a blog post that company's executives were unhappy with. So yeah, in April 2019, Ina Steiner, the author, reported that eBay's then CEO, Devin Wenig, was paid 152 times more than a typical eBay employee, but that the service wasn't great in some ways. Now, coincidentally, a couple months previously, the company had also had a major stake taken in it by a hedge fund called Elliott Management, which is like an activist fund that like what they do is they treat themselves almost like private equity. They buy huge positions in public companies, and then they go in and try to influence it through voting in shareholder meetings, right? Activist hedge fund. Now, famously, they do this. And one of the things they said was that top management was not performing great and maybe could be replaced. And the executives, like the eBay trust and safety and security executives, all incredibly paranoid and part of a hyper-aggressive corporate culture, believed the best way to do this was to silence online criticism. Now,
it always was.
Yeah.
According to court documents, eBay executives grew increasingly upset by the Steiner's critical coverage of the company, leading 2 very fateful text messages to be sent.
Oh, the texts of fate. Okay.
So Devin Wenig, the CEO who they were criticizing, look, this is just a perfect lesson. You cannot read the comments. Devin Wenig read the comments.
Damn true.
He read the comments, and he texted another executive called Steve Weimer that it was time to crush Ina Steiner and take her down. Presumably, what they meant was, let's see if we can file an injunction against them or something like this.
Yeah, but you've put something like that, you've already shown intent to ruin somebody's life. That's a problem when you're in a court of law.
Oh, of course. Now, here's the thing. The head of eBay security was a guy called Jim Baugh, B-A-U-H, and he took this very literally.
Like he went to rough them up or something?
Well, they had this plan, and I'm going to tell you what they did, and then I'm going to tell you what the plan was. And this is because the lower level staff at eBay security treated these executives' angry discussions with one another as literal operational directives. They believed that orchestrating a campaign to stop the Steiner's reporting would secure their corporate status, advance their careers. They're going to be go-getters. They're going to be self-starters. So that summer, 2019, harassment against the Steiners started on Twitter with a sock puppet account saying hey, I'm from Guam and I use eBay for selling stuff, and you're criticizing them as hurting them, and that's hurting me. I hate you. And then it escalated where that same account started saying, ignoring me, you're going to pay attention to me now. And the Steiners started receiving items to their home, including a book about surviving spousal bereavement.
What?
As well as pornographic magazines sent to neighbors' homes in David Steiner's name. Also, they were sent live cockroaches, a pig's head, and a funeral wreath.
What?
The Baugh and his security team even attempted to install a GPS tracking device on their car, and then created posts on Craigslist in saying that there were free fuck cum dumpster parties at their house, that they were having yard sales they weren't having, and so on and so on. eBay, and these were all eBay employees who were doing this, and they were doing it.
This is the head of security.
Yeah, and in his goon squad.
In the dark heart of even a rent-a-car always lurks an absolute fucking meaning. That's the lesson.
Yeah, 100%.
But it also feels like they stole the idea of a recently disgraced celebrity. As of today, Jared Leto. Because Jared Leto said
speak more on this, please.
He's pranking him. He's pranking on him.
Well, because Jared Leto, when he was being the Joker in Suicide Squad.
Right.
One of the headlines of it was that he was quote unquote method acting, and part of the method acting involves sending Margot Robbie just like various boxes of like
right, I remember
dead
that.
insects,
dead fish and stuff, right?
an animal cum and a dead fish and all that type of stuff. And like, you know, and basically like no one really asked him a follow-up in terms of like, well, why would the Joker send a box of animal cum to Margot Robbie, Jared? Like they just sort of like took his word for it. All right. It's like, yeah, this is just something that the Joker would do. And I was sort of thinking about this in terms of like, oh, should I bring it up? Because now, like, there was a period of time where that would have been something kind of funny to say, but now, like, it's not. But yeah, look, it's not an original idea from the eBay employees. Jared did it like a few years previous.
That's right.
So Devin Wenig, the CEO, texted Weimer saying, if you're ever going to take her down, now's the time. On it, Weimer responded, texting Jim Baugh, hatred is a sin, but I'm very sinful. And then Weimer said, yeah, I want her done. She's a biased troll who needs to get burned down. And then they all went on sabbatical and left it with Jim Baugh.
Oh, no.
Oh, hey, just getting back from vacation, seeing how my file and injunction plan went, and the head of security's in my office covered in blood.
Yeah.
You're like, it went awesome, dude. I have been doing so much stalking and harassing and mailing of blood.
This is an excerpt from a New York Times article that was written in 2020 at the time. Planning for the harassment campaign began naturally with a movie. Jim Baugh showed the analyst in his security department a clip from Johnny Be Good, an 88 teen comedy in which a villainous football coach must deal with a host of pests arriving at his house simultaneously. A delivery guy with hundreds of dollars of unwanted pizza, Hari Krishnas, a rodent exterminator, a male stripper. Mr. Baugh asked the analyst for inspiration, and one of them suggested sending the Steiners a coffin.
This is something out of a Coen Brothers movie, right? Like, this is just Fargo.
Well, here's the thing. Your suggestion that this is something out of a Coen Brothers movie is very prescient because that wasn't their plan. Their plan wasn't to harass them into being silent. Their plan was much, much stupider. According to prosecutors, Mr. Baugh and members of the security team devised a convoluted and improbable strategy to secretly harass the Steiners and then offer eBay's assistance in stopping the attacks, thereby winning their confidence and manipulating them into favorable coverage of the company.
And they'll love us?
Yep.
Listen, I've heard. How's it going? It's me, Tim eBay. I'm sure you've been receiving various death threats from Guam lately. Well, I'm here to tell you that we here at eBay have a solution for that problem.
Oh, they're angry about your coverage? Oh, that's not fair, but you should stop making them angry. Maybe they'll stop saying it. So yeah, that was the
Did
idea.
you hear what happened to Prince Machiavelli? He fell down the stairs and his head really hard, and his new stuff is pretty ripped.
So they called it the White Knight operation.
Hell yeah.
Inevitably, this was inspired by a movie called The Body of Lies, a CIA thriller that we watched on this podcast many years ago with Seamus Malkavzelli about a fake plot to draw out a real terrorist. Of course, what they sort of do this huge harassment campaign, and instead of talking to eBay, the Steiners talk to the police, who figure it out immediately.
Which is
like,
really
right away.
saying something. That, like, the cops immediately were like, oh, it's that? Huh. Must not have been very good of a plan at all.
So a detective figured out that a payment had been made on some of the pizzas ordered to the house with a gift card bought in San Francisco. And it was the place that was closest to the eBay headquarters.
This is just the Sopranos episode, The Telltale Meets Adele. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. And one of the rental cars they bought to go and try and break into their house to put a GPS tracker on their car was traced back to Veronica Zia, one of Jim Baugh's employees who had traveled across the country with Jim Baugh specifically to fuck with this, like, elderly couple. So, on August 21st, a detective showed up at the Ritz-Carlton in Boston to see her. After Ms. Z dodged him, the detective called her phone, and Mr. Baugh was hustling her to the airport.
Wait, so they were staying at the Ritz, harassing this couple?
Yes,
that's
correct.
So good.
Well, because it was on eBay's dime,
of
obviously.
Course, yeah. I love that. Fuck, they need to make a movie out of this. This is awesome.
I would watch the fuck out of this movie. Meanwhile, members of the security team wrote emails to one another to try to create the appearance that they had just discovered the harassing tweets. And one of them, Brian Gilbert, phoned the Steiners ostensibly to offer eBay's support, the final step in the White Knight strategy. Just made phone contact, Gilbert informed the team afterward. They're totally rattled and immediately referred me to the police.
It's really fucked up that he was doing this between videos, like tracing what every Pokemon would do if you hung out with them in real life.
So,
Brian David Gilbert? Anybody?
So, for hours, prosecutors say the team workshopped cover stories to mislead the local police, at one point even considering enlisting a friendly Bay Area cop to provide falsified security camera footage, who declined to do so.
I wish that had worked, because I would have loved to see the falsified footage. I bet it would have been really wonderful.
It was like, see, no, they weren't entering the airport to go fly to Massachusetts. They were moonwalking out of it, like that journalist in Saudi Arabia.
I am going to start writing my screenplay adaptation of this story tonight. Yeah. I swear to God.
We live in a fallen world, because in 2016 this would have been an HBO original movie by now. You know?
The next day, August 22nd, Mr. Gilbert met with Natick's authorities, according to records produced by prosecutors, because all this was on internal eBay systems. Like, they were just sending at, John at ebay.com. Hey, we should probably create something to cover our tracks, having harassed this couple. Okay, let's start covering our tracks. Track covering. The confident tone in the security team communications changed almost immediately. Wouldn't you believe it? He then said, and this is so funny, I'm going to read this. This is exact words. It's so important to get the exact words here. On August 25th, looking for some high-level support, Mr. Baugh wrote Weimer on his holiday that his team had done the, quote, op on, quote, our friend in Boston. Police had gotten wind, he said, and even eBay's lawyers were asking questions. Quote, if there's any way we can get some top cover, that would be great. Mr. Weimer did not respond. This needs to be a Coen Brothers film, specifically. Now, anyway, Baugh went to jail. Of course.
Okay.
Oh man.
For the mere crime of gooming without a license. Being a goon, rather. Fuck.
So
that word's been
No, it's all right. He was doing both.
So eBay has agreed to now. So what happened now is like a couple days ago, after a lengthy trial, eBay is paying a $55.7 million settlement to the Steiners, of course, $2 million of which is paid by ex-CEO Wenig. However, he got a $57 million severance package and now is on the board of General Motors.
Fuck yeah. Love this contract.
Weimer wore off Silicon Valley and is now the chief executive of a local California branch of the Boys and Girls Club of America. So, I mean, it's justice question mark? But you know what? Congratulations to the Steiners. I guess you sort of won.
At least they got the bag, right? I mean, at the end of the day, that's the most you can hope for in this fucking dog shit dildo of a country.
Think how many pizzas they could.
So, here's what Josh sent me, which caused this episode to happen.
I saw this and I was like, this is some Riley shit.
So, there's a company. Now, we've talked about Glue quite a bit. The faith-based AI platform that is booking some pretty hefty losses.
It's the first and only Christian LLM. Have you heard about this one, Maddie?
No.
Well.
Is it a way for you to talk to God?
Not exactly. It's more like if you...
Church management.
It's for management, and it's like if you need to get good counsel about what you ought to do with your church, you can ask Glue, and it will give you biblically... It's also a CRM, I think, unless I'm confusing it with something else.
It essentially, it's what point is it's like, hey, do you want like an LLM that's for church? Sure, have it. Now, of course, the real Protestant LLM is just OpenAI, because Sam Altman recently was interviewed and he says, we are so close to create a genie that can grant any wish, which is just the Protestant relationship with God. It's just a genie. So, we're going to talk about it. And I found this press release about Glorify in the cover of Charisma magazine.
Fuck yes. Fuck yes. We are so goddamn back. Riley, were you familiar with Charisma magazine before this?
Well, it appears to be, from what I can tell, a Christian magazine that has embraced broad-based kind of universal paranoias about like UFOs and so on.
That's a piece of what's going on.
Can I read the cover story here in the notes is for everybody? Because I think the world needs to know.
Please, Maddie, can you please read us all of the color stories on Charisma magazine,
Okay, so
the magazine for faith-led living?
Starting from the top, Endgame, the rungs of disclosure. Seems like UFO stuff. Why UFO disclosure matters to Christians. Billy Crone, I don't know who Billy Crone is. The dark truth behind UFO disclosure, the occult, and the coming rapture.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the cover story is just like a nice Christian lady with doing a hand and chin pose. And it says, Katie Souza, Star Gods, the coming alien invasion.
Yeah, so Charisma Magazine is the journal of charismatic Christianity in the United States, which is to say, it centers the idea of this one-on-one Protestant relationship with a personal deity and is platforming pastors, influencers, and other people who are preaching a message that is to do with like, oh, you can hang out with God and he can be your personal best friend.
You really caught me at a very this kind of shit time in my life because I watched The Last Temptation of Christ last night. And I've been sitting around lamenting that we no longer have a mysterious relationship with God in this country. Not that I give a shit, I'm an atheist and Jewish, but like this idea that Jesus is my friend is so offensive to me.
Right. Well, you know, Paul Schrader went to the same schools as me from K through 16, right, Maddie?
No, I knew he went to your college.
He did. He grew up in the same area, like same city as me, pretty nearby neighborhood-wise, even, and we had the exact same upbringing. So,
an extremely Calvinist movie.
Yeah, I find his work fascinating for a lot of reasons.
So, Glorify is actually a company that's been around for a few years, but they have a brand new venture, which is something that will help you grow closer to God every day.
Right.
It's the world's first Christian smart ring designed to keep faith present. MDAT, helping you pause, pray, reflect, and stay close to God.
The smart promise. We did it.
Maddie, I'm sorry that you've been so far away from the Lord lately. Maybe if we get you one of these rings, he'll bring you back.
Yeah, I think so. I think I'm gettable.
God is always waiting for you.
So,
what's the ring look?
Looks like shit.
I think you'll find it doesn't look like shit. It actually, you can glorify his redemption because thorns circle the band of the smart ring, a quiet witness that he suffered, he rose, and he is with you still.
This looks like shit. I found another one
also,
that's just that they also make that just says the word Jesus on it.
That's good.
That's better than this. So, it includes such features as vibrating prayer reminder. You know how the Christian company produces a vibrating ring?
Who up getting their prayer reminder?
Honestly, like, fucking eBay could have sent this to the Steiners.
Setting the reminder for every 3 seconds.
It also does voice recording. So your prayers are recorded by the ring and saved in the app.
Oh, yeah.
Also, because if you are friends with someone else on the Glorify app, which is like a separate thing, when one of you is having a heavy day, the ring can vibrate in a certain way to indicate that your friend needs an intercessory prayer.
I've been looking for, we were talking about this off air, Riley, but I was asking you earlier, I was wondering if there are more ways for me to be surveilled. Because right now it's just everything, everywhere I go, and one sex bot with no legs.
Now, if you're wondering if it's taking your biometric data,
it is.
It is. That's so it can help match a Bible verse to a move.
Well, I was seeing this thing, there's a link on the website where you can reserve it for $99. And that is,
so bad.
There's no possible way that $99 is going to cover the cost of the components in this thing.
No, but also what it gives is also sermon recording, so it records your voice and the voices of people around you. On Sunday, you can start a recording right from your ring and give the sermon your full attention. The message is saved and ready to revisit.
Oh yeah, that's gonna sound good. With the fucking onboard mic that they're able to fit into this ring. Get the fuck out of here.
Well, what they're doing is the price thing is probably right. They're lowering the price artificially to capture the market. And then they're going to say you're excommunicated unless you pay us $20 a month.
Nope, that's only Catholics. We don't do that. Prots don't do that.
They've inserted themselves between you and Jesus.
Can I say the funniest thing? Which is that if you ever want to enable recording to record a prayer, all you have to do is do the sign of the cross, hold, and speak. Because even though it's a Protestant app, that was the best thing they could think of as a gesture to turn on the ring recording. So... honestly, papal infiltration of Protestant tech companies confirmed.
Actually, Riley, I think from what I'm seeing, it's even stupider than that. it's not that you do the sign of the cross, because again, we don't do that. That's some Catholic bullshit. I think what it is that you trace a cross on the ring itself.
Like you're a fucking Captain Planet kid?
Yes!
This is like the descriptions you've put in the notes here make it sound like a D&D item. It's like
Yes.
cross, gesture, control, trace across, hold and speak. And then another heading is glorify his redemption.
This is like Glorify's newest thing, and it comes from their merger with a company called Confidine, a San Francisco Bay Area, quote, AI and faith technology company, headlined by this guy called R.J. Gannon, we couldn't find much about. But it was their merger has been backed by both Hill House Capital and Andreessen Horowitz.
Fuck yes. Fuck yes. Also, they're British. That's the other thing, right? This is a British company, I'm pretty fucking sure. If you go
Confident
down...
is American. Glorify is, you're right, Josh, it's a British company, but they're
Yeah.
the face of America. They are the face of trying to turn the Anglican Church into an American-style megachurch evangelical organization.
Right, like-
they were the first people who brought electric guitars into Anglican churches, and now they're trying to
Okay.
sell you a fucking ring.
See, this is something that I find very interesting and have been tracking for a while, is like the weird British evangelicalism, and the way that time and time again, what British evangelicals do is they will take something that is trending in the culture more broadly, and they will find a way to sort of repackage it for public consumption. I remember in the 90s, there was this band called the Worldwide Message Tribe, and they were basically Christian 2 Unlimited. I shit you not. Like, and they would go to schools. They would go to different schools under the auspices, I believe, of the Church of England, and just be like, here we are to rap to you about Jesus Christ and the things you do when you're saved by him, or whatever. And now they're doing it with tech rather than cheesy arena music.
That's crazy. I'm so glad I grew up in the New York Metro, not America. That sounds insane to me.
This was happening in Britain, Maddie. This is not an American
Wild.
thing.
That's not. Oh,
Here is their cap table. And we're going to talk about like the specifics of what the company does and its role in like the British, in the Anglican Church in Britain, and who the founders are in a moment. Their Series A had a cap table including Kris Jenner, Corey Gamble, Michael Ovitz, the founder of the Creative Artist Agency and now a superstar investor, Michael Bublé, Jason Derulo, and
Jason Derulo.
and the guys who came up with Candy Crush.
wow.
They got $40 million.
By the way, they call it a cap table because I want to put something to cover the top of market reasons.
So, how, you may ask, did they get so many celebs involved? Because there was this guy called Michael Keeves, also a former CAA, who founded an investment company, which is how Ovitz got involved. He was also a spokesperson for like both Clintons and stuff. He like has a big contact book. What he does is he has a big dinner with rich celebs and the founders. And then after drinks, he's like, hey, do you guys want to invest? And they do. Do you want to know the last famous company he did this for?
Yes.
It's pretty funny. FTX.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, pretty good.
That one's still around, right?
Oh yeah, very much so.
But this is it. This is all they have is the ring and the app. How the fuck was he able to successfully pitch them on this? This is not a good pitch. With FTX, you at least have the idea of like, oh, you know, this is an exchange. This is a way to capture additional capital. This is a way to be at the vanguard of what is happening next in finance. You don't get a pitch like that for a bullshit ring that spies on you and you can pray into it. And also it vibrates when you need to have a vibrational session with our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. By the way, I will say, there was something about how your friend can send you a vibration that made me think this is very much a kink thing or a potential
Well,
kink.
I think a lot of like, sort of that like America to Christian subculture that never really interacts with the rest of it except by stealth. I think a lot of it is premised on the idea that that its target market is idiots, rubes, and like cattle people.
Sure.
And that this is what they've done here with Glorify. The thing they got their investment for, by the way, SoftBank invested in 2022, hilariously, is it's basically just that app Calm, but God themed.
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
Their daily worship devotional takes 15 minutes, which gives a rebadged meditation with God stuff in it. You have like,
Looking at this lineup, though, I feel like there might have been the angle of, oh, you also love the Lord, and this is going to help more people love the Lord. I could be wrong about this, but like gut check tells me that Michael Bublé, Jason Derulo, and Kris Jenner are all people who are theoretically on board with the idea of converting people, you know?
I think those investors, yes, definitely theoretically on board with the idea of converting people. It's why they invested. But I think like the reason the products are always pretty bad is that they're like, our audience is captive and they're not discerning.
Sure.
Let's rebadge Calm and then take home $50 million each.
Right.
So, or they have like sleep stories that are like Bible narratives you fall asleep to. Like this is just other stuff. There's nothing innovative here except they put God on it.
Right, but I mean, we've been seeing this now with our ongoing coverage of Glue, the first and only Christian large language model, that like, it turns out that actually growing the business and making it profitable for shit like this in tech is not necessarily all that easy to do. Like you noted, Riley, that they have been incurring significant losses lately, even if Glue has, even as they've continued to go on like an acquisition spree. It's not that easy. It just sounds like it's gonna be, you know?
Well, by the way, if you want to know how much Glue has lost, 438 million.
Yeah, that's a chunk of change.
Yeah, that's a little.
Think how many
that's a little
sex
bit.
bots
And send them
and
to
send
school.
them to every school in the world
Yeah.
to
to
learn,
learn.
by the way.
They've now, and again, you have to file because they're publicly traded. You have to file, but they have filed nevertheless that their recurring operating losses, negative cash flows, limited liquid resources, and dependence on external financing have left their future in doubt. Now, again, like that's literally something you have to do. And it's funny, the guy was like, look, I led Blockbuster in Boston Market. I'm definitely going to be the CEO, Scott Beck. He's like, I led Blockbuster. I'll be able to create a Christian LLM. And again, you never know, right? Like just because something's losing a lot of money now, capturing a lot of share could get investment. But it seems to me as though it is still a very stupid product. But if anyone's going to keep a stupid product afloat for reasons of, well, it's the Christian one, we've got to support it, it is American evangelicals.
Yeah.
So back to Glorify. Here's that press release I alluded to earlier. The Glorify daily devotional app already has 25 million users, and it's merging with Confidine, an AI hardware and faith technology company, to create a significant new full-stack company in the faith sector.
Hell yeah. I love my Christian full stack.
The new company will be called Glorify, and its mission is to connect digital and physical worlds to give Christians new tools to live out their faith every day. The initial launch from the company, which plans to offer a suite of faith-based software and wearables over the long term, is a smart device called the Glorify Ring, which means they want to make more stuff. They want to make vestments.
They're going to just build the armor of God, like every single thing. There's going to be a digital sword of the Spirit and a digital breastplate of righteousness and so forth.
I wonder if they're going to get into the smart glasses market. Like, are they going to make like a pair of pervy glasses, but with like sort of God element
that add clothes on?
Yeah.
You could look at any statue that's nude and we'll put a leaf over.
That's right.
where it needs to go.
A Bible verse will you see someone and it assesses what Bible verse they might be most vulnerable to.
It's got haptics on it so that like you are physically like knocked to the side when you're looking at a pair of big naturals for too long.
So
If a gay person is walking towards it, it'll just blur out.
So it's reportedly designed. It's designed to help Christians maintain a consistent spiritual life in a world full of digital distractions. The company says its Glorify Ring will do that by prompting moments of prayer and spiritual reflection, helping people to refocus their faith in God. Henry Costa, one of the founders, we'll talk about again in a moment, said, "This will be an opportunity for us to look after our followers, mind, body, and soul, and give a fully holistic experience and give a faith companion for them. Uniting with Confidine strengthens our capabilities to build something more complete, so faith can be a more natural part of how people move throughout their day. We're excited to see the impact it has in our community." Again, I'm not a religious person, but I don't really think that people need a ring if someone who is religious and sort of faith in God is a big part of their life. Taking aside all of the like sort of sociopathic American Protestant shit, just a sort of a garden variety religious person who's not affiliated with that. Do they need a ring?
Well, it's so funny because on its face, the thing about like me and Jesus have a personal relationship. He is my best friend. We walk hand in hand all day together. This,
We suck at fuck,
which
too.
is
It's crazy.
fucked and stupid, and I can even tell from where I'm sitting, sort of a wrong interpretation of the text. But even on its face, if they're trying to accomplish that sort of relationship with God, isn't this thing, doesn't that fly in the face of even that premise? Because you've now added a middle. Though,
I would argue that it does, yeah. It feels very similar to a lot of other... It's like indulgences,
you reinvented the Catholic
right?
Church, but it lives on your hand.
No, exactly. Like, the whole idea of Protestantism is that there is no need for an intercessor. And I guess the marketing pitch here is that this is not performing the intercession. It is merely standing in to remind you to do so. But I don't know, the line kind of gets blurry with this pitch as ring.
Yeah, like my like ministry holder or whatever is the ring that lives with me. I will say, on some level, I'm talking myself into being pro this product because I'm imagining a future in which evangelical American psychos are like living in the movie Surrogates, and they're just kind of like locked in a dark house, living completely virtually, communing with God all day, while the rest of us are just living our lives in
I guess the other thing, too, is that that future, that Yank future, if you will, I don't necessarily see that existing because, look, it is very difficult to overstate the gullibility of American evangelicals. But at the same time, this would require a certain amount of technological prowess and interest that I also think that the average American evangelical lacks. It's not to say that evangelicals aren't tech savvy. It's that they, broadly speaking, are able to leverage technology to actually really effective ends. You know, there's a reason that like American evangelicals were at the vanguard of podcasts and radio and distributed television and like every other form of media and websites. The thing is, this doesn't offer any real value beyond that which you can already get from a fucking reminder on your phone. And I just don't see it, you know? I don't see it as a thing that people would ever really want.
I think that you have the Glorify app, and then, you know, you're reminded to be really present with your megachurch, and surely they would all like partner together.
And remember to donate and things like that.
Henry Costa, by the way, it's worth mentioning, is like Christian evangelical royalty in the UK. His father is the founder of the Alpha Course, which is like a thing that's feeling bad, take the Alpha Course, and then the answer is personal relationship with Jesus. And also a church warden at Holy Trinity Brompton, which was known for its practice of like seeding churches around the world and brought guitar-based worship to the UK. He was a big guy at the first Anglican megachurch and a huge investor.
I'm looking at the HTB website right now, and I'm seeing that they actually have, it's a distributed church. They have 6 different campuses, and I believe that they simulcast to all of those 4 servers.
Oh yeah, this is the British Righteous Gemstones in some ways.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, they've come up with a vibrating ring to bring you closer to God.
They should like consider sort of investing in different types of, you know, it's a good principle, but like maybe they can look at like wands, for example. That could be a good like, you know,
Wands?
version of that.
Wand.
Scepters.
Oh,
Yeah.
wands.
Yeah. Why also like, you know, why like look at the chastity belt market? You know, you could probably do something quite fun with that. I should work for this company. I think I've got some good ideas.
I think you could really help grow their market share considerably.
Yeah, I've got this guy's LinkedIn open. I might just drop him a message and be like, look, I've got a couple, like one word, wand, 2 words, yeah, padlock.
So look, we're all wearing the Glorify Smart Prayer ring.
Yep. Vibrating right now as we speak.
Well, it's vibrating because I have a must discuss here in front of me, which is an article from Politics Home. Lord Maurice Glasman, the sort of guy who came up with Blue Labor, which is the Keir Starmer let's be super socially conservative strategy.
Oh, you have blue dogs too.
Yeah,
Nice.
also an absolute fucking lunatic. Like anytime you speak to him, he sounds, let's say, very, very, very energetic. It's been reported that he has met Reza Pahlavi 4 times on recent occasion.
Oh.
Okay.
Now, The pair met for the first time earlier this year when they had a lunch at a restaurant in Paris. There, Glassman played Pahlavi, an original song that he recorded about Pahlavi on a portable speaker.
Okay, please tell me that it was like a real song that he actually made and not some bullshit he generated via AI.
No, he made the song. I don't know whether he used AI, but he made the song.
Yeah, I do. Well, he is a musician, so I do believe he genuinely. In fact, it says here that on the article, a jazz enthusiast, Glassman is a trumpeter and played all the musical instruments used in the song as well as singing it. This will, of course, be the outro music. So, the title is "The Shah is Back."
Ah, I'm the Shah, I'm the Shah. Ah, the Shah is back. Stone cold sober, as a matter of fact. Yeah.
The Shah's back in town, etc.
So, I mean, one thing I want to...
Guess who just got back today?
The Shah of Iran who thought he'd gone away. Yeah, sure.
I'm just saying, you have a lot of opinions about Pahlavists.
I don't have that many opinions. I feel like there are like...
But I have some!
Yeah, I've got like two. One is that like I feel like they're the biggest losers of like the current moment. And I don't know if they've sort of accepted it, and they've sort of gotten weirder as it's become clear that like they're one shot at sort of getting the thing that they wanted just completely fucked up in their faces. And I'm not sure, I'm genuinely like really intrigued as to what their reactions are, because I guess like I only sort of see them in like Zoran Mamdani's comment section under his Instagram post or something, where they're like all claiming that he works for like the Ayatollah and stuff.
Much to the consternation of the 7 Iranians living in New York City.
But what seems really interesting to me is this that like it's so clear that like the Pahlavis like completely fucked it. They had this like one shot that Trump gave them to sort of like take Iran during like the first bombing campaign. And even Trump sort of said, but look, this is your one shot. Like you do it or you don't. And if you don't, then you're fucked. Like you completely fucked it. And nothing happened, right? All this hype, all the sort of like marches where they were sort of saying that, yeah, we're kind of like building infrastructure around like Reza Pahlavi, like he's going to sort of come back to Iran and like, restore it back to kind of like how it should be. And like, where the fuck is he now? Where's he gone? I'm really, I suppose like my view is very much just like, I'm more interested in what happens to this group of people, of which, because I live in North London and there's like a lot of like Pahlavis who live around like here, not as much as in other places, but like, you still have your fair amount. They've got their like flags up in their shops and everything. Depending on where you go, like, some of those sort of like flags are a lot more kind of like garish and ostentatious than others. But they all seem quite muted now, like in general. They're sort of kind of hanging out in far right marches where they're sort of kind of complaining, but they don't really do anything else. And I guess this is where I'm at. I'm at this point where I'm just very curious about like, okay, well, what do you do now that you fucked it and there's no like heir apparent to sort of like take over Reza Pahlavi? Like, are you kind of angry at Reza Pahlavi? Like, what? I would be so pissed. I'd be so pissed.
It's like a prophecy has failed type situation.
You know what's going to happen? I think the #1 Pahlavist magazines are going to start being like Charisma. They're going to start being like, will a UFO come and take away the Ayatollah? More inside. Can I please read you the lyrics of the song?
Yes, but I also have had a thought eating at me since Maddie tried to do The Boys Are Back in Town. And it's this. Guess who just got back today? Them good old boys who deposed Mossadegh.
Pretty good. Okay.
Thank you.
So, below are the lyrics of Glassman's song. To everyone living and everyone dead. To everyone frazzled and frightened, alone in their bed. To everyone stranded, their hearts still unpacked.
I love unpacking my heart.
My heart's... every time I get back from holiday, I always postpone unpacking my heart for like 2 days.
Right.
Let it all go. Let it flow. The Shah is back. Let it all go. Let it flow. The Shah is back. But what's it?
It.
Here.
My heart. It.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like how every time a rich person writes a song, I'm assuming that Lord Glassman is rich. Correct me if I'm wrong. This reminds me of the lyrics that you'll see that like James Dolan writes and shit, where they're all convinced there has.
This is JD in the straight shot ass lyricism.
This is LG and the fucking Shaw Boys.
So,
But there's something about these guys that, like, their understanding of music and lyrics is so blinkered and old-fashioned and stupid that they all use this, like, really, really, really conventional rhyme schema. It drives me absolutely bug nuts. I don't know why.
I assume this is sung to the tune of Let It Go from Frozen,
Yeah, of
right?
course.
Let it all go, let it
Oh,
flow.
the Shah is back.
The Shah is back.
you weren't using those fingernails anyway. So, the other thing is Lord Glassman is a bit of an odd case, very British thing, where if you're elected you can be made a peer for your life in the House of Lords without necessarily having to be a hereditary lord. However, he's been a peer for a very long time and all the benefits that go with it. So, to everyone slandered, to everyone sacked, to everyone frozen, and fearful and under attack, to everyone longing for something they lack. Are you longing for something you lack? Take heart.
Every damn day, baby.
The
You
Shah
know
is
it.
back.
Oh, fuck yeah.
This is what the sirens are singing, by the way, in the Odyssey.
Leave it, don't grieve it, believe it. The Shah is back. Khomeini, giants of infamy, tyrants of murdering men. Yazid, Khomeini, you had it in for me, shooting us time and again.
This kind of reminds me, I was walking past Washington Square Park, I think yesterday or the day before, and there was a pro-Islamic Republic rally going on. Like, there was a guy out there with a big flag that had the Ayatollah on it, and I was like, I didn't even realize we had guys like that
Yeah,
here.
there's not that many.
Like, it makes sense.
To everyone blinded and everyone tried. To everyone stuck in their bedroom with something to hide. To everyone scratching and starting to crack. Leave it, receive it, believe it. The Shah is back.
So I just started listening to it, and it sounds like Herman's Hermits trying to do the Buena Vista Social Club, and it's just, I never would have guessed what the actual music sounds like here.
Yeah, it's a bit different. I had that same reaction of like,
I was really expecting a JD and the Straight Shot as kind of classic rock and roll, but it's sort of mournful.
yeah.
Javed Shah, oh, he's coming back to heal it. Javed Shah, I know that you can feel it. Javed Shah, as it was, so it will be, which is almost a line from Succession. Javed Shah, true nobility. Javed Shah.
That's great.
Javed Shah. Maurice Glassman, please don't sue us for using your copyrighted song as our outro music today. But I think that's actually all we have time for. So I want to thank, number one, Josh, for coming on here today to talk to us about Glorify.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
To thank Maddie for once again ably subbing in for Nova.
You'll be hearing from my substitute teachers union about this, about the short notice I got.
And to thank you for being a premium subscriber. However, Josh, Maddie, you know what to do.
Oh yeah. So my name is Josh.
Hi,
and
Josh.
I co-host Hi, Riley. And I co-host two podcasts which you may well be familiar with by now. The first one's called The Worst of All Possible Worlds. We talk about the pop culture of a dying empire, and we've done some episodes lately that I'm very proud of, and so I just wanted to take a second to pitch them to you. We just did one about the amazing digital circus and all of the insane shit surrounding it, the discourse, and how it sort of is weirdly reflective of the moment that we are in, with the way that like creators associate with the people who consume their work. I would say check that one out. We also did an episode about Undertale where we went through the whole thing. We did a bunch of voice acting and shit. And we did one about Hamilton. Those are actually our three most recent, or not our three most recent episodes, but three of our most recent episodes, all of which I think are really cool. Go check them out. And also go check out Ill Conceived, my other podcast where we talk about natalism. Okay, that's it for me.
Hi, go listen to No Gods, No Mirrors, which you know about already. I have another podcast called Temporal Culture War, where we talk about the early 2000s and Star Trek Enterprise. That's me. That's me, Maddie. You know who I am. It's Maddie. From before.
Yeah. Yeah.
I live
Maddie
here.
from before. Got
I
it.
live in the basement.
Right.
She's in the basement. Come on.
Call your MP to let me out of the basement. If they can do something
Right.
about that.
Call your MP to play them the following song.
You are back with the one and only Scott Tyler. Now listen, shout out to the competitors in the Horizon Road Race finale and to the winner who outlasted the competition in a grueling endurance race. Now, I gotta be honest, I didn't